prospecting for gold. Why are you participating on LinkedIn anyway?
Well, that's a good question. Welcome to the next episode of Hannah's LinkedIn Power Tips. So, Hannah, what are we talking about today? Prospecting for gold.
Sure. So obviously you're going to be putting some time in on LinkedIn, and you really want to know what are you looking to get out of it, right? You're not going to just be spending your days, randomly putting stuff up there. You want to make sure that you have goals that you can measure if it's being successful for you or not.
Excellent. Because let's face it, right? I'm there to build some business. So what are we going to cover specifically in this episode?
Sure. So we're going to talk a little bit about what your goals are. Are you looking to get some strategic partnerships? Are you looking to actually maybe do some research? Or what you're looking to get out of LinkedIn. And then also those prospects that we are looking to prospect for, what do they actually need to get from you? Okay, so what do they look like? What industries are they in? Maybe we're going to talk about, what are their pain points and where are they located and all that other good stuff, so that you're really honing down and making sure that you're targeting everything that you do so that you attract them.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's roll up our sleeves and get in. I'm looking forward to learning this stuff because, LinkedIn just seems to be where it's at when it comes to, people talk about social media, but for business, this certainly seems to be the place. So you're right. I mean, I need to be focused, right? I don't want to be all over the place in what I'm trying to do on LinkedIn. I don't have the time to do it. So where should I start, in this topic area here? Where should I dig in first?
Sure. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're actually what you're doing there, right? So if you're looking for to develop a prospecting list, then, you're going to be spending a lot of times trying to, in the advanced search, and that's where you're going to be spending a lot of time, as well as looking at, connections and deepening those connections. If you're looking to do more thought leadership, well, then you're going to be developing more content and maybe working more in groups. So it's really dependent on what your goals are to what strategy we would decide to use. Okay.
So one of the things you got here for me and my notes here to sort of prepare for today is what industries do I have experience dealing with? So why is that important?
Okay, so then once you decide what your goals are, and you actually decide these are the things that I want to do, and these are the types of people, or these are the people that I want to talk to, you've decided, you want to look at those people and what makes them attracted to you. Okay, so you're going to think to yourself, well, where have I had success in the past, or what types of people do I like to work with? Am I someone who helps baby boomers, or am I someone who helps entrepreneurs, or am I someone that likes to work with small businesses or things like that? And then with industries, what industries have I been successful? Do I have a lot of experience helping companies with healthcare, that deal with healthcare? Or am I more focused on, service type industries? So, depending on what industries you service and the types of people that are in those industries and the demographic that you're looking for, that's really going to change how you approach them, the content you put out there, and things like that.
So would you recommend I'm literally sitting here with a pad of paper and pen, and I'm starting to jot down really kind of a profile of who I'm looking to connect to? I mean, is that a good place for me to start? I mean, so I'm listing out the different industries I've got experience in. You started mentioning demographics, so I mean, I could start honing in on who's that ideal person I want to connect with, and I can start mapping that out a little bit. And then am I going to use those in searches? Is that how I'm going to use this information?
Well, you're going to use it in multiple ways. So then you're going to, after you hone that down, you're going to maybe look at the titles of the people that you're looking to work with. Okay. And then you would think about the different pain points that those people are experiencing, and then you're going to take all of that and add in maybe some keywords that those particular people might search for, someone with your expertise would find you under. Okay. And then you're going to take all of that and you're going to craft your profile first.
Okay.
So
I'm actually going to use that kind of language, so I'm speaking to that person right in my profile about what my business is about and who I serve and what kind of problems I solve, and so that when they're searching their pain points, my profile is likely to come up. I get it.
Exactly. So, and then you also obviously can use that with your advanced search. You can take those
Okay.
parameters that you've defined, okay, and you can really narrow that down to those particular parameters so that you can focus in on, 500 search results as opposed to 50,000. Because
Right.
I mean, let's be honest here. You're not going to service everybody. It's not like, well, who do you help? Everyone with a computer? No.
Right. There's too many. There's too many people. Right. I
Yeah.
once talked to a dentist and I said, "Who's your ideal client?" He said, "Anybody with teeth." And then he stopped and he said, "No, actually, the people that don't have teeth are my ideal client."
Yeah, exactly.
But still,
exactly.
I said that's way too many people. So you're right. So by breaking it down by industry, by breaking it down by demographics, by thinking about specific problems and even geography, like am I a local business? Well, I might want to start using some real local geographic terms and narrow it down, because I know that. Great. If somebody, if my typical client doesn't drive more than 20 minutes to come see me, then it doesn't do me much good to be, attracting people 3 states away, right?
Exactly.
But if I'm an international consultant, then obviously I don't want the geographic terms, so I can control that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, you want to make sure that you're targeting it to those people, even like the titles of people, that you're looking to work with. So, those people that are the decision makers, or how to get your foot in the door. So you want to kind of think of that, like, who are the people that you want to reach out? Maybe you do sell to VP of sales, but they're not the people doing the initial research. So you want to make sure that you're including all of that. In your advanced search terms.
Well, I think that's what's really interesting about the stuff you've been teaching me about LinkedIn, is that, I would say in a sense it's almost different than some of the other social media kind of platforms in how goal-directed it really kind of is to some degree. I mean, I want to approach my strategic thinking about LinkedIn in a really goal-directed way. Like, what am I here to do? Who am I trying to connect to? What is the purpose of that connection even? All that good stuff is really critical here to make this work for me,
Right, because these are business people on there, so they don't want to hear about what you've had for breakfast. They don't care, and they will like ostracise you if you start doing stuff like that. There's a lot of backlash because some people have said it's becoming a little bit more like Facebook. They really want to keep it because people on this network are busy. So
well, it's the virtual equivalent of going to a networking event, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I want to be social, right? There's a social component to it, but I'm not there just to socialize. I'm there to do business and make business connections and make, so it's kind of cool that way, because you sort of know what you're there for, whereas on Facebook you're trying to do business sometimes in a very social network, but it's really social first, business second. This is business first, social second, in a sense, right? I mean,
exactly, absolutely, absolutely. Cool. Yeah.
All right, excellent. Yeah. Well, so again, this is so that we're calling this prospecting for gold, right? And that's part of the point, is that you are here to build business. That's the gold, right?
Right.
And the prospecting is finding the people I need to connect to and do that. So we've covered a lot of ground here. This has been great stuff. So we talked about, thinking through the industries that you have experience with, narrowing down the demographics of who it is you serve, the specific problems you solve in the work that you're doing, so that you're being pain-focused and frustration-focused, and then where they're located, is geography important to it. Does that pretty much capture the flavor of what we're talking about here, right?
Yes, and also, of course, keeping that, search engine optimization, so that those keywords, also narrowing down the keywords as well. Yeah,
great stuff. Well, you're helping me out a ton, Hannah. If somebody wants to go deeper and really connect with you because they want to bring in the personal stuff about their business, what's the best way for them to do that? I've got your contact information here on screen, but what's your favorite way to communicate? Should they go email? Should they go to the website? Should they do all of it? How should they reach out to you?
The easiest way to connect with me is on LinkedIn, if you want to go ahead and
go figure
there. Or, please check me out on my website, www.chatterboxsocialmedia.com, or feel free to email me at hannah@chatterboxsocialmedia.com.
Absolutely.
Anything
cool.
Works.
All right. And they can always, check back in, because we're going to keep coming at them with more of Hannah's LinkedIn power tips. So until next time, it's been great chatting with you, and I look forward to the next episode. You've got so much to teach me here. So see you next time.
Thanks, Mark. Bye.